This video is a brief guide to help you start thinking about what kind of journal that you want to submit your manuscript to. An estimated 64 million academic papers have been published in the last 3 decades. This includes academic books, journal articles, conference papers, etc. But this is still a truly staggering number. In fact, more than 30,000 journals are currently being published, with new ones going online every day. The United Kingdom and the United States lead the world with a combined 10,000 academic journals published annually, accounting for over 20% of the global scholarly journal publishing. So, who is reading all of these papers? Is this information overload? At the same time, this deluge of papers has also enabled the rise of predatory journals that publish anything for a fee, undermining quality control in academic publishing. Some other things to think about as you're prioritizing potential journals is whether the journal has a print and an electronic version, or if it's just electronic without print. You I would discourage you from picking a journal that is in print only because it will have a very, very small readership because very few people actually go to libraries to read physical journals, and even fewer actually subscribe to these to receive them in the mail. So your best bet is probably is some version of an electronic printing. Another thing to think about is please do not consider any predatory journals. I'll talk a little bit more about this in just a minute. Um, and then the third thing that I have listed here is thinking about whether you want to select a journal that is subscription based or open access. And this has to do with who pays the journal to print your paper. The advantage of the subscription model is that it provides a steady stream of revenue for the publisher. They offer the journal on a subscription basis, and you print basically for free. However, the downside is that it restricts access to those who cannot afford the subscription, which can be quite high, and also those that are not affiliated with an institution, as institutions often pay these high subscription fees and give access to their um, staff free of charge. In contrast to the subscription model, open access journals allow anyone with internet access to read the articles for free. This is becoming more popular, and authors or their institution or funders would cover the printing costs in this case and pay an article processing charge once their paper is accepted for publication. So the benefit of the open access model is that it promotes a wider dissemination and accessibility of research findings, basically to anyone who is interested to download and read it. However, it can place a financial burden on the researchers themselves, particularly those from low-income countries or less funded research areas, as the open access processing fees can be quite high and are typically in the thousands of US dollars. There are also hybrid models where a journal operates mainly under the subscription model, but offers authors the option to make their articles open access for a fee. This model combines elements of both the subscription and open access models. And you'll find that when you look up journals to look at their article listings, you might see that some are behind a paywall, whereas some are open access and free to download. There's also a growing movement towards diamond or platinum open access, where neither the reader nor the author pays. These journals are usually funded by an organization, an institution, or a consortium that values the free dissemination of research. It's important to note that regardless of the publishing model, all journals strive to ensure rigorous peer review process to maintain the quality and integrity of the academic literature they publish. So whether you choose the subscription or open access approach will not deter the reputation or rigor of the journal, given that you've looked at their other metrics. Okay, predatory journals. These are journals that claim legitimacy but use deceptive practices to make money. Here are 10 indicators of a predatory journal. First, they don't offer peer review. Second, they don't have quality checks. They make false claims about being indexed. They fake impact factors. They promise rapid publication. They have no physical address. They have poor grammar and spelling throughout their publication. There's no way to contact the journal. They publish non-academic papers, and they might not even have published articles or have missing issues. Um, Please avoid predatory journals. How do you do that? You can check the list here. There is a website where you can see which journals are predatory, or if there's a journal you're interested in, you're not sure, you can type it in and see if it's on the list. So this is really cool. Something that has only recently been offered by the various journal publishers. These are journal finders to help you find good fit journals. Um, I've listed websites for each of the main publishers, beginning with Elsevier. So if you click on the journal finder, elsevier.com, it will bring you to a web page where it will ask you to copy and paste your abstract, and it will suggest journals that are a good fit for you. However, keep in mind that each publisher suggests their own journals, so you want to check several for ideas. Do note that Research Life at the bottom claims to access a global journal database, so that might be the most comprehensive one. Anyway, play around. This is a really fun and quick way to start to generate a list of potential journals. This video is a quick start guide, but here are some things to think about as you consider your short list of potential journals for your paper. First, while journal prestige and impact factor matter, getting cited is the real gold star. Most important is for your paper to be found when someone searches on your topic. Title, abstract, and keywords are critical in that search because researchers search by topic on databases like the WorldCat or Google Scholar. It's less common to select a specific journal and search or read table of contents. And one last tidbit. Open access is more accessible. If fees are problematic, you can contact the editor or publisher for options. Another alternative is that, for example, MDPI awards reviewers credits when they peer review a manuscript that can then be used against publication fees. I hope this video has been useful in helping you to select a journal. Here are references and resources.